Daniel loved the early morning. It was his favorite time of day, a moment of peace before the world woke up. The stillness of dawn brought him a sense of calm and clarity that he cherished deeply. The sun would peek over the old oak trees, painting Sycamore Street in soft gold light. The gentle rays would filter through the leaves, creating a dance of light and shadow on the pavement. His small house was cozy, filled with books and quiet memories. Each corner held a story, each room a chapter of his life. The walls, adorned with photographs and mementos, whispered tales of days gone by. He had lived there for many years. The house had seen the changing seasons, from the vibrant blooms of spring to the quiet snows of winter. It was a witness to his life's journey. His life was a gentle rhythm, predictable like the changing seasons. Each day flowed into the next with a comforting regularity, a pattern he had come to rely on. He found comfort in this routine. The predictability of his days brought him a sense of security and peace. It was in these small, everyday moments that he found his greatest joy. He would make coffee first. The ritual was almost meditative. The sound of the coffee machine, a familiar symphony that signaled the start of a new day. The aroma filled his small kitchen, a warm, inviting smell. It was a scent that wrapped around him like a comforting embrace, a reminder of home and hearth. He would sit by the window watching the neighborhood wake up slowly. The world outside his window was a tapestry of life, each thread a story unfolding with the dawn. Birds sang their morning songs, and a newspaper landed on a nearby porch. These were the sounds that marked the beginning of his day, a symphony of life that played just for him. These were the small sounds of his life, the rustle of leaves, the distant hum of a car engine, the soft murmur of neighbours greeting the day. Each sound was a note in the melody of his morning. After coffee, he tended his small garden where roses and lavender grew. The act of nurturing his plants was a source of great satisfaction, a way to connect with the earth and find peace in the simple act of caring. He prepared himself for another day at his bookstore. The shop was more than just a place of work, it was a sanctuary, a haven for those who sought solace in the pages of a book. And so, with a heart full of quiet contentment, he stepped out into the world, ready to embrace the day. The little brass bell above the bookstore door always tinkled. It was a cheerful sound, announcing every visitor. Daniel looked up from arranging a new display of novels. A young woman stepped inside, pausing for a moment as her eyes scanned the towering shelves. She had a gentle look about her, younger than his usual customers. She moved with a quiet grace, seeming a little hesitant. Daniel offered a small, polite smile, not wanting to intrude on her browsing. She wandered through the aisles slowly, her fingers lightly touching the spines of books. After a while, she approached the counter, holding a book of photography. This was Lena, and this was how their story began, with a shared appreciation for captured moments. Lena started visiting the bookstore more often. Sometimes she would buy a book, other times she would just browse. Daniel found himself looking forward to the tinkle of the bell, hoping it would be her. They began to have small conversations. She would ask for book recommendations, and he would suggest titles he thought she might enjoy. Their talks were never long, just little moments shared among the shelves. One rainy afternoon, Lena came in looking chilled. Daniel was making himself a cup of tea. "Would you like one?" he offered, surprising himself. They sat in the two old armchairs he kept near the window, watching the rain fall outside. He started to feel a connection, a gentle, unspoken thing. The conversations grew a little longer each week. What started as brief exchanges about the weather or the latest book releases gradually evolved into deeper, more meaningful dialogues. They began to share their dreams, their fears and their aspirations, finding comfort in each other's company. Lena would sometimes linger after choosing a book. She found herself drawn to the bookstore not just for the books, but for the moments of connection she shared with Daniel. The bookstore became a sanctuary, a place where she could escape the chaos of everyday life and find solace in their conversations. She told Daniel about her dream of having her own exhibition. Her eyes sparkled with excitement as she described the photographs she wanted to display, each one capturing a unique moment in time. She spoke of her passion for photography, the way it allowed her to see the world through a different lens. He listened intently, offering quiet encouragement. Daniel admired Lena's dedication and the way she poured her heart into her art. He found himself inspired by her creativity and determination, and he wanted to support her in any way he could. He admired her dedication to her art and saw the world differently through her descriptions. Her photographs brought new perspectives to familiar scenes, and he felt a sense of wonder as he viewed the world through her eyes. Daniel, in turn, shared stories about the town's history. He spoke of the old buildings, the hidden alleyways, and the stories that had been passed down through generations. His tales painted vivid pictures in Lena's mind, and she found herself captivated by the rich history of the town. Lena listened with genuine interest, saying his stories gave her ideas for her photographs. She began to see the town in a new light, finding inspiration in the places Daniel described. His stories became the backdrop for her next series of photographs, each one telling a story of its own. One sunny Saturday, the bookstore was unusually quiet. The usual hustle and bustle of customers had given way to a peaceful stillness. It was the perfect day for a leisurely browse through the shelves and a chance to enjoy the tranquility of the moment. Lena was browsing the art section while Daniel was replacing a burnt-out light bulb. She watched him for a moment, appreciating the care he took in maintaining the bookstore. It was a small gesture, but it spoke volumes about his dedication to the place they both cherished. "Let me help with that," Lena offered gently, holding the ladder steady for him. They worked together in comfortable silence, a sense of camaraderie growing between them. It was in these small moments that their bond deepened, each act of kindness bringing them closer. Afterward, he found himself saying, "The park is lovely this time of year." He had been thinking about how much he enjoyed their conversations and wanted to spend more time with her outside the confines of the bookstore. Lena's eyes lit up. "I've been meaning to go there for some photos," she said. The idea of exploring the park with her camera, capturing the beauty of the changing seasons, filled her with excitement. "Perhaps we could walk there together sometime." Lena smiled. "I would like that very much, Daniel." Their plans for a walk in the park marked the beginning of a new chapter in their friendship, one filled with shared experiences and the promise of new adventures. The following week, on a bright autumn afternoon, they walked to the park. The air was crisp and cool, leaves of red and gold crunched under their feet. The park was a vibrant tapestry of fall colours. Daniel felt a lightness in his step he hadn't felt for years. Lena walked beside him, her camera in hand. She paused often to take pictures. She pointed out the way the light filtered through the trees. Daniel saw the park anew through her eyes. They sat on a wooden bench overlooking the duck pond. Children were laughing nearby. An old couple strolled hand in hand. The scene was peaceful. Daniel felt a quiet joy warming him from the inside. Slowly, Lena started to visit Daniel at his home. It began with an offer of tea after one of their park walks. His house was small, but it was filled with warmth. Books lined every wall, much like his store. Lena looked around with gentle curiosity. She said his home felt peaceful. She would sometimes bring him little things. A freshly baked scone from the local bakery, a photograph she thought he might like. These small gestures touched him deeply. They cooked together in his small kitchen. His house began to feel less empty. But with a deep and steady strength. The day of Lena's photography exhibition arrived. It was held at the local community centre. The room was filled with people. Daniel stood quietly at the back. He watched Lena as she greeted guests. She looked radiant. Her photographs were stunning. They captured the soul of their small town. Daniel walked through the exhibition slowly. He recognized many of the scenes. Some were places they had visited together. Many people congratulated Lena. Towards the end of the evening, Lena found him. "Thank you, Daniel," she said, her voice soft. Her hand felt warm. It was a series of quiet moments, each one adding to the tapestry of their lives. It was a gentle narrative written in small acts of kindness and quiet devotion. Their love was a steady flame, burning brightly in the background of their everyday lives, a constant source of warmth and light.